Identify target.
Second set, Group B. 3, 2, 1, 0. This is between Fantasy and Tester, the two most awkward guys in the round of 16 epic battle. This is on Return of the King, by the way. Up here at the 2 o'clock position in blue, we have Fantasy. He looks like some kind of Chihuahua human. Down here at the 5 o'clock position in red is Tester. He looks like some kind of Muppet person. Together they are... Okay, never mind. But yes, this is going to be interesting. I did predict that Fantasy was going to take this, but I was remembering that Tester beat Midas, and Midas is certainly no pushover. He doesn't play as good now as he used to, but he's still a good Terran. That's nice. Eastro. So that's supposed to be... Wow. That was supposed to be Tester. Lifting gigantic weights there. But we'll see what strategies these guys go for here. Tester has proven himself to be very fond of carriers. That's how he beat Midas in the round of 36. Did a very good job taking Midas down, although Midas got one win on him. It was kind of an upset. And if Tester wins and somehow manages to get through this group, it will be a definite upset. I want to read some predictions of the peeps, the Nuganites, what they have to say. Transmogrifier writes, this was his prediction for Group B, Tester and Lita. And I think that's important because I think he's the only person to predict Tester, but I will get to that in a second because Fantasy is building a barracks kind of in the middle of the map right now. I think this is going to be somewhat of a proxy rush, so I get to the predictions here in a second. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Tester is putting down his Nexus, so this is horrible for Tester. Fantasy even gets a few Marines out. He's going to be able to take out this Nexus, but I think Tester is going to spot this. I think Tester is going to spot it. Tester is coming down with his probe, and once he sees this, if he sees it, he sees it. In the middle of the map, he sees it, so I'm guessing he's going to cancel his Nexus. At least I think he is. I see his Nexus is still down there, so maybe he's not going to cancel his Nexus. I'm not sure how he could defend this kind of a rush, even though it is only one barracks. Fantasy is sending an SCV down. I think he's going to build a bunker next to that Nexus that's popping up. So maybe Tester is buying his time here, biding his time. This could be actually a very smart strategy, just delaying, canceling that Nexus for as long as he can while he gets 2 gateways up and running. Although Fantasy has to assume that Tester is building it up in his own base, and it looks like Fantasy is going to spot those 2 gateways. And Tester doesn't care. Tester has his expansion up and running, wow, with no troops on the ground. So, whoa. You got a brass pair on this kid. So, okay, he's getting his expansion up and running. He's already got probes there. And Fantasy is building the bunker. So, what is Tester going to do? I think Tester, once he gets a couple of zealots out, I mean, he'll be able to do some damage, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take down the bunker. Fantasy is focusing here, trying to get rid of these probes while he has the chance, while that bunker is going up. He's trying to get rid of these probes, and Tester still not exactly sure what his plan is, but it better be something good, because Fantasy is getting some vultures out as well, and vultures can just absolutely destroy zealots. Here comes the cybernetics core, so he's going to try to get some dragoons out, maybe some dragoon range to help fight off that bunker, but time is running out. He's going to lose this Nexus. I think he's definitely going to lose this Nexus because all he has is a couple of zealots out here. He might get a couple more. You see he has 3 zealots waiting for the 4th, I believe, before he tries to fight this off. But still, his Nexus is in huge danger here. All of his probes being picked at by vultures. I just don't think it was a great idea for him to try to go for that expansion. He could have easily canceled that and put the money towards, I don't know, 3 gateways or something nuts like that. Anything to just fight off this attack. But here goes the Nexus. Tester is 400 minerals behind right now, and Fantasy definitely took advantage of that. I still don't know what Tester's plan was there, but he has 2 gateways now, and he has his cybernetics core, so he's going to be able to get that dragoon range up and running. soon enough to take out that bunker, but the SCVs are still here, so I think the SCVs will be enough to repair the bunker and keep the contain on for as long as possible. Tester trying to go up with those Dragoons, but Dragoons just being picked off. Just absolutely no reason to throw those Dragoons out in the field like that. Fantasy's falling back into the bunker, doing this is a very minimal contain, but it's getting the job done nonetheless. And now he's chasing the Dragoon with 2 vultures. This is crazy play from both players. In Fantasy, this is going to be an easy game for him from now on. All he has to do is build up in his own base and do some standard play from this point on, and he'll have the advantage economically, militarily speaking, tech. He'll just have every advantage that you can have. And he is building his base right now, so that economy is going to be up and running very, very soon. There's a Marine in the base here. I think Fantasy might have landed his barracks behind Tester's base, and he's just being annoying, spawning some Marines down there. Maybe that Marine just snuck in. I'm not sure. I don't see how it could, though. Tester, he has Dragoons here on the ledge, so maybe he just had lapse of judgment there and let Fantasy get over. I think Fantasy has floated his barracks away from the back of Tester's base, though. He's going to not commit to that. He's going to commit to this contain, and he has SCVs there repairing, although that bunker is going to go down. He doesn't have enough SCVs to repair it forever. But he has mines in here, and I do not see any observers, so Tester is still screwed. There's the Marines retreating, getting out of the fire. No firemen on the Terran squad today. So let's see what Tester does. I don't know what he can do. He is getting up his observatory, so he's going to get some observers out to mine clear here, and he's putting up his pylon next to his choke for whatever reason. I guess he'll go try to put a cannon up there or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just for vision. I think that is the most likely thing. He's going to try to take his nexus again, but I don't think Fantasy's going to let him at all. Here comes the observer, and Tester finally going to be able to break this mini contain, but he's so far behind I don't think it matters at all. Let's see what Tester does now. He's going out to do a little bit more mine clearing, I think, although there's no more mines to clear. I think that was a Tester fan looking sullen, but here comes more supply depots just blocking the way. Going to make sure no run-bys are possible. Fantasy's playing very, very well right now. All he has to do is play standard and just macro up, and he'll be able to push in and take out this natural in no time. Yep, Tester is lost. If he comes back now, I'm going to call him the next big StarCraft player, because I don't think there's any way he's going to come back now. But let's see here. Oh yeah, let me get back to my predictions for a second. Oh yeah, I said Transmogrifier said Tester might move on, although I think that's kind of unlikely now, but it is interesting because I think you're the only one who has predicted Tester moving out of this group. So if Tester does win and move out of the group, I think you should be awarded a Medal of Valor. Okay, let's move on to another prediction here. Ice9 TGN writes, I want to say Lita and By Hero for the group, but I think more likely it will be Lita and Fantasy. Also, Nuke, I've always loved your calm voice with its dulcet tones, and you putting this chill-out music behind makes me feel like someone is giving me a nice shoulder rub and burning incense. Awkward. I don't know why I read all of that, but whatever. Okay, now there are vultures laying mines all over the place, going to make sure the Tester can't do anything sneaky like pick up a third base to try to even the economics out. I don't think Tester is ever going to get his third base. I don't think Fantasy's going to let him. Once Fantasy gets a big enough army, he's going to push into the middle with mines and everything and get a full contain on the middle of the map so he can have full map maneuverability.